Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Underneath the Hood. I'm Dave Martin, the owner of Martin's Auto Repair in Central Phoenix.
I'm Glen Hayward, the proud owner of Goodworks Auto Repair in sunny Tempe, Arizona.
And I'm Lee Weatherby with Accurate Automotive in the heart of Mesa.
And together, we represent 140 years of combined automotive experience.
Our goal is to change the perception of our auto repair industry by going behind the scenes and underneath the hood.
And we hope to share with you what it's like to own a small business and give you a perspective from an insider's point of view.
So let's get started. Hey, good morning, Glenn. Good morning, Lee. How you guys doing?
It is morning, all right. I woke up and, hey, the grass is on the right side of my feet, so that's a good thing. My grandfather always told me that.
The earth is under you. That's good.
That's it, brother.
Under you.
All right.
Yeah, it's definitely a good day when you wake up.
It is.
There you go.
My eyes open, the grass
I'm on
is
the
under
right
my
side of
feet.
the earth. You know
It's a
what?
good
I'm ready to
day.
be grateful.
Yes,
All right.
that's exactly right. Well, Glenn, Professor Glenn, I got to throw that in there because
That's right,
it makes Glenn feel really good about himself.
You have to,
Just so
to
know.
address me with my appropriate title.
The appropriate title, yeah.
The only doctorate you'll ever achieve.
That's it.
And he got it out of a Cracker Jack box.
Self-proclaimed doctorate here.
Yeah, self-proclaimed.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Professor Glenn is going to give us a little history lesson.
Well, it is August, and on August 19th of 1909, here we go again, picking on the old guy. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway's inaugural race takes off. 1909, the Indianapolis 500 has been going on, except it wasn't a 500 at the time. It was 5. They raced for 5 miles. 1,200 spectators were there, and an Austrian engineer, Louis Schweitzer, had a win with an average speed of 57.4 miles an hour. Now they're going over 200. So, I guess things have changed and have morphed in the automotive industry. So the old track was actually made out of packed gravel and was susceptible to potholes and dips.
Wow.
Can you imagine that at 200 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Oh, these cars.
Over the
man,
next 3
fast.
days, a driver, a mechanic, and even 2 spectators died on
Wow.
that track. That's crazy.
Wow.
Following these accidents caused in part by its rock and tar surface, the 2.5-mile track was paved with bricks in late 1909.
Could you imagine?
Why they call it the Brickyard?
Well, and look at the suspension on those vehicles compared to what they are today. Can
You
you
guys-
imagine?
Just think
There
about the
was
rims.
no
The rims.
suspension,
Hey,
man.
think
There
about
was
the rims.
solid axles and
The
Yeah.
rims in 1909
probably
were made out of
tires
wood.
that weren't inflatable.
They were made out of
I mean,
wood.
Who knows, right?
Yeah. Can you imagine that? And you just look at all that stuff and the innovation that they've done on vehicles. Vehicles now, man, it's like you can drive over a pothole and not even hardly feel it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Lee mentioned this, the nickname the Brickyard. That's why they call it the Brickyard, because they paved it with brick.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining that was quite the engineering nightmare, too, to get all those bricks to be nice and level and smooth to a degree where they could actually
Think
race.
about the roads today that we drive over with bricks, Brrr.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So basically a cobblestone track.
Yeah.
What superseded the potholes.
I can't imagine when it was wet, if it got wet. I don't think you could stay on the road.
You know
That'd
what?
be crazy.
Well, at 55 miles an hour probably wasn't nearly as bad as at 200.
Well,
Yeah,
200,
but they didn't
yeah.
have safety belts back then.
Oh, yeah.
Enough safety anything
Yeah.
back then.
I don't even know if they wore helmets back then.
Oh,
did
they were
Probably
leather.
goggles.
They were leather.
Yeah, leather. Yeah.
They wore goggles, actually.
Goggles, yeah.
Even if they weren't racing a car, if you're going to, they didn't have windshields in a lot of those vehicles back then. So people wore goggles when they rode their vehicle. The Tin
Could you
Lizzies.
imagine going, well, I mean, 50 miles an hour is bad enough. Could you imagine a rock coming up and pegging you in the head?
Oh, I know. Boom.
That'd hurt.
Wow, that hurt.
Needless to say, we have advanced as a society and decided that, riding around with no windshield or goggles on your head with rocks flying is not a good idea.
No, it's not a good idea. We even have safety glass in the front, so it's good.
So there we go.
That's innovation.
This day in history.
That is innovation
Professor
right there.
Glen has now told the
I
tell
love it.
all right here.
Well,
I
Lee,
love it.
you got a little quote for us?
Dave, I got a special treat today because this is a quote from you. As we were conversing the other day, you said this, and I thought,
Oh my
to
God!
myself,
Please don't say it.
Yeah,
Don't
no,
say it.
No, I'm telling you, this is broadcast gold right here, and it really goes with the topic of what we're going to be talking about today: cost versus value. Do I keep my car or do I get rid of it? We get asked that question a lot. And Dave, when we were talking about this, you said, and I love this. If you buy a secondhand German car without getting it inspected, you might as well give me your bank account and router number now.
There you go. Words of wisdom.
Sir.
Take heed to those words of wisdom.
And it goes to our podcast today with cost versus value.
You bet.
The thing of it is one thing about the German cars is there's so much stuff on them.
Yeah.
They've got, when I get customers that buy a brand new German car come in and they got a button to do this, they got a button to do that. They got all kinds of convenient things on them, right?
Technology, Dave. That's what they call that. Technology.
Yeah, technology, right? And you know what? All that stuff eventually is going to break.
Absolutely.
Eventually, it's not going to last forever. So what's going to happen is that you're going to, all that stuff is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so the more bells and whistles you have on anything, the more cost you're going to have when that stuff goes bad.
You bet. It's going to be.
The other day I got into a customer's Porsche, right? And she brought it in, a friend of mine, and Kelly dropped her car off. I went to, start the car and pull it into the bay so we could inspect the brakes and so on. I couldn't figure out how to turn the car on. And I mean, I've driven thousands of cars. So it's a keyless deal. And I'm looking all over the dash. It's like, where the heck is the button to push? How do you turn this car on? And I felt like a complete idiot, right? So I looked to the left of the dash, and there's this thing that looked like a knob that you turned. It didn't say that this was the ignition switch, but I turned it, and sure enough, the car started. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this
If
world?
you can't start the car, I mean, can you imagine the average consumer?
Yeah. I mean, you got to have an instruction manual to teach you how to find the right place to find the button to turn your car on. That's
Sounds
how
to me like
stupid.
they're working on cutting down thievery.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Unless you knew the car, you didn't know how to start. I mean, first of all, you had to have the keyless car key, right? Just to let the car know it was okay to turn on. But I felt really stupid.
Yeah.
I sat there literally for 5 minutes trying to figure out, and I was going to get out and ask one of my techs because they drive the cars more than I do. And I just happened to be the guy who was going to pull it in the base, and my tech could look at it. And I'm like, I feel like a complete idiot, you know? So why do they make cars this over-engineered and sophisticated? I don't know. I can't answer that question because there's no, reasonable explanation you can give me why you would hide the ignition switch so that only someone who owns the car would know how to start it.
Hey, before we get into this, guys, you didn't do your job, Lee.
I didn't do my job.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're absolutely right, Dave. But I do know this.
You're fired, Lee.
I can make up for it. I can make up for it. And I kind of am going to just apologize for not, being right on cue. However,
yes,
I really, really am quite thrilled about what we have in store at the end of the podcast today that you're going to reveal to us.
Are you dangling some fruit out there or what?
No, I'm going to let Dave do that. But I can tell you this, it's going to be pretty exciting because this is the fun part where we all got to sit down and agree on this. And that was also kind of enjoyable that we were looking at, what is going to be, exciting. Dave, tell us about it. What do you got for us?
First of all, Lee, I want you to know I'm cutting your pay.
All right. Zero's kind of hard to go. It's kind of hard to go negative.
He's going to have to pay us.
What I want to know is
to pay us to be
here.
here.
I was just going to say, Lee, how much money do you have in your wallet? That's what I want to know right now. This is going to cost you to work with us now.
I'm trying to pay now.
Well, Lee, you are 100% right. I really am excited about this one here. And we started doing something a little bit different in the last couple of podcasts, and we want to add a little bit more value to the podcast people that put up with us and listen to us. Yeah. And so at the end of this podcast, stay tuned. And I have a pretty good special for you. And I think you really, really like it. You know what? Can you just tease them with the code? Well, they don't know what it is yet, but you can at least tease them with the code. Well, you're asking me to do something. You know what? I might do that.
Bending the rules here.
How about the code would be new ride.
Ooh,
new ride.
I like that.
New ride.
I like that.
I mean, you're going to give away a new car? You're going to give somebody a new ride?
New ride, yep.
New ride. You'll have to wait to see. Yeah. So
the mystery lives on.
Well, hey, you know what? I'm actually thrilled, and I was the one that had kind of talked to you guys about hopefully being able to discuss this topic. And we get asked all the time when we're dealing with our customers, is my car worth repairing? Should I put the money into it? Does it really make sense? You can really tell. You said you felt a little bit inept, or didn't
Often.
really understand where
Happens all the
these
time.
things were. And I have to imagine when our customers are asking us, it's because they really want to know, does my car have value? And if it does, can I do this? Because, let's face it, in today's world, we're bombarded with, buy this new and buy this and do that and get this. And you have all these features. And I'm like, wow, we have to do a little bit better job at educating. So I always ask my customers 3 specific questions, and it really kind of answers itself. Now, let me give you the foundation. In order for them to pursue repair on a vehicle, it takes 3 yeses. And in order to cancel the deal, it only takes 1 no. Those are pretty good odds, right?
Right.
So the key to it is you got to say yes 3 times to make it a go. And at that point, you should be able to feel pretty good about the decisions that you're making, right? Well, the first question that I always ask them is, do you like the car? Because
Very important.
Well, I want to get the emotional out of the way.
Yeah.
Because that's the only emotional question there is.
Right. And not only that, if they don't like the vehicle, it doesn't matter. You can make that car drive like a dream.
Amen.
And
You're right.
make it the best driving car on the planet. And if they hate the car, I've had people tell me they hate the car because of the color. You know what I mean? It's like, so get rid of that car, because there's nothing I'm going to do to make you happy.
No, but you're exactly 1,000% correct.
Well, here's the deal, though. Just regarding the car color, why did you buy it in the first place? If the car's color nauseates you,
it was a good deal at the time.
and every time you look at it, you want to throw up. Why in the world would you buy it in the first place, or not take it over to Maaco and have a quick, color change done or something? Right?
I think sometimes they got the car given to them by their parents, or parents passed away, or whatever.
Inherited,
they end up with the car, and But that's, to your point, Lee. That's the best question right there to ask, because if they hate the car, you there's no more questions to ask.
Right.
At that point in time,
You're done.
You're done,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's a moot point at that point. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, and the foundation for what you said is absolutely the truth.
Yeah.
We can't make it any better, no matter how good it is.
Yeah.
It'll never be good enough.
Nope. Every day you go out there and look at the car, you're going to hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, like, they just despise it.
But what kills me, though, is sometimes the annoying nuances that drive people crazy why they hate the car. And I'm thinking, this car is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but something in their head, something in their emotion, something is triggered where they hate the car. And like Dave said, no matter what you do, you're not going to change your mind about it. But heck, I'd buy it from them.
Yeah.
And I would drive the stupid thing.
But there's the foundation right there, because that's your opinion. And what really matters is theirs.
Right, absolutely. Glen has a car in the bay over there, and we went into one of the service bays out there. He's got a car out there, and I looked at this car, and it's an ugly car.
It's a Honda Insight. It's an old Honda Insight. It's a 2000.
And I said it's just an ugly car, and we've all had those cars at our shop.
It looks like something a bad spaceship experiment. That,
I'm going to tell you where the foundation for this question came, you guys. I had a customer. Now, this was a husband and wife. And the husband comes in, and he was just so tired of spending money on his wife's car. But she happened to absolutely love the car that she had. He didn't have the same, relationship. Yeah. And so he asked me, and I made the mistake of giving him my opinion, because he said, hey, what are the best cars to buy? Oh, you got to go get yourself. What are you using it for? Was my first response.
Right.
And he said, well, it's only used like this, and you do this. And I says, okay, well, the car that she had was definitely not fitting that category. However, she liked it. You see what I mean? And I suggested a car or two, and guess what? He went out and bought her that. You know what? She hated it. She absolutely hated it. It was worse than the color.
Oh no, that is definitely a cooperative decision you make. When you buy a family car, are you kidding me? You don't go out. Now, I did buy my wife a Camaro for Mother's Day a couple of years ago, which she absolutely loved because she had a Firebird. Long story. When she got pregnant, we had to sell the Firebird. Broke her heart, and I saw this amazing Camaro that I bought for her, and she loves it. And now that was a great decision.
Well, that was a
scored me
surprise.
some points there.
Yeah, this was the surprise the other way.
Oh no!
This guy, I think he learned a valuable lesson.
Oh, he really did.
Yeah, because you know what?
But so did I.
We all know that
After he signed the divorce papers, it was all good, right?
Boy, I hope it never gets to that. But so I mean, I thought to myself, boy, really and truly, it really matters how we feel because we have a connection with our cars. Let's face it. We have a
Some
connection
people
with our
name
cars.
them.
Yeah, they do. They
name their cars.
They do. So I said, well, okay, you know what? Do you like it? Has to be the foundational principle that you move forward on or not. All right. The second question was, does it suit your needs? Does the car suit your needs? Because this is really something that I think most people don't take into account for a variety of different reasons, some of which, we've already discussed. But I mean, if you really think about it, how many people are driving around with cars that don't necessarily fit the bill?
Yeah. And then they buy the boat, and now their little BMW can't pull the boat down the road.
That's one.
Now they got to go buy another car, either sell the Beamer or hang on to the Beamer, and then go buy another car that can pull the boat. I mean, yeah, what were they thinking, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's never going to work for that application.
But you got to remember the best day and the worst day, when you buy a boat is the day you buy it and the day you sell it.
Yeah. A boat. We had a boat for a while. What a cash cow that thing was. That's where you get. Every time we took the thing out, we'd have to, dump $1,000 into it or whatever, just to get the thing to run and do all that crap. Go out there for the day, a couple times. You take it out there a couple times.
$100 for the gas.
Yeah. And then next summer you do the same thing over and over and over and over. It's like, oh my God, it was just, we just kept throwing money in this thing, and you don't use it that much.
Isn't that the definition of mental illness, where you continue to do the same thing over and over and get the same result?
Insanity.
I'm glad my wife doesn't get to see this podcast today because we're taking the boat out later today.
It's all good though, but you use yours. Yeah. It's different.
There we go.
If you use it, great. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
But if you're using it a couple times a year, go rent one.
Yeah.
What the heck? I mean,
no, I agree with that.
Cheaper.
I agree with that.
Way cheaper, man.
Yeah,
you bend the prop, and no, too bad.
Yeah.
Well, but the point is with the question is, I want people to really think about, is this car, are you going to be willing to drive this for the next 3 to 5 years?
Is this an emotional decision, or is it?
It's not.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It can't be emotional.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah. The emotional one was already passed. Do you like it?
Right. When you ask the client whether they like the vehicle, number one, you get past that, and then you ask them what are they going to drive it, how are they going to drive it, and then how long do they want to keep it?
Yes.
Those are very important things.
Absolutely.
I will tell you this. And we've all seen it, where you get a client that goes out and buys a vehicle, brand new vehicle, finances it, 3 to 5 years, they want to get rid of the vehicle. Well, they either, sometimes they owe more on the vehicle than what
the value is.
What the value of the vehicle is. And then the second thing is that, if they take that loan and dump it into the new car, they're just digging a deep hole. And I've seen people do that.
They go way upside down.
So you want to make sure that you whatever you buy, you have longevity in it, because these cars aren't cheap.
Bingo.
And let me throw some stats out there, you guys, a little bit that will kind of.
I got my catcher's mitt on.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
According to lendingtree.com in 2024, the average car payment for a new vehicle was $742 a month.
Whoa.
Yeah. So think about this.
Wait, Dave. $742 a month as the average?
Yes.
That's just the car payment, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put the add-ons in.
Yeah, and insurance and
which has doubled, which has literally doubled in the last year or two.
And then your tags, which is
insurance, cost of ownership, fuel. I mean, wow.
And the average car payment for a brand new vehicle lease was $610 a month. Now, and that blew my mind a little bit, because leasing I always thought was like half of what your car payment would be. So that's a crazy stat.
They're almost identical. They're almost an overlay.
Yeah, they're almost identical. And sometimes it's right to lease a car, and sometimes it's wrong to lease a car. Mm-hmm. It depends on if it's a company car, if it's a personal car, what you're doing, how many miles you're driving. Because if you go over the mileage that they allow you on a lease car,
then it costs more.
Then it costs more. You shot yourself in the head. Yeah.
You really did. Yeah.
You better be very well planned in order to lease
there's
that.
a lot of homework you
There
need
is.
to do
Oh.
when you're leasing a vehicle, and you just make sure you get into a good lease, not a bad lease.
Yeah.
Every scratch in that car, and then when you go to turn it in, you're going to ding for it. So you got to be really do your due diligence and do your homework and make sure that you're getting a good lease. The average car payment for a used vehicle was $525 a month.
Wow.
Think about that.
That's crazy. $750 to $520.
Yeah.
For a used car.
The average auto loan amounts for new cars reached $41,572.
You know what? I think on a previous podcast we talked about that.
Rand and I bought our
And it
first
was
house for
crazy.
$46,000.
Yeah.
A house.
A house, a 3-bedroom house.
When we came to Phoenix in 1970, my dad bought the first house we lived in for $19,000.
Yeah.
First house I ever bought as a young man.
Now a new car, a
17,000.
used car. Were you saying a used car, or was that a new car? Price?
The last stat that I gave you was the average
Used car.
It's just the average auto loan amount for a
Five?
new car.
46.
Yeah, for a new car. Yeah. And the average used car was priced. I said that all wrong. The average used car price was $26,468.
I just talked to a car broker. I've got
Ton of
a customer right now who's looking for a car. Her van is out here. It's beyond repair. It can be repaired, but it would cost twice what the thing is worth. And so I called up a car broker, a friend of mine. He says, "Hey, Curry, I got this lady needs a car. Her budget's between 10 and 15K." He says, "I won't use the expletive, but you can't buy squat with $10,000 to $15,000 for a used car. Now, unless it's some old beater or whatever." And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me, dude."
But that ties right into what the third question is. Exactly your statistics. And that is, all right, can you repair it for less than you can replace it for? So let's recap for just a second. 3 yeses, all right, to move forward. 1 no, all it takes, all right? And the 3 questions. Do you like it? Does it suit your needs? Can you repair it for less than you can replace it for?
She can, but this is a 1998 Chevy van, the one that you guys probably drove by and saw out there in the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
It needs about $8,000 worth of stuff to make it right, And this lady, she's a widow, and she's Oriental, she's Chinese, and she's about 4'10", and she's driving around in this big van.
Yeah, but does she need
it was
a van?
her husband's, and she's a widow.
But that takes a little bit. That's an emotional attachment that
Right.
you really is.
Oh,
goes
she doesn't
outside
want
the
to keep
norm.
it. I mean,
She doesn't want to, but
get rid of it.
but you're right though. I've had customers where the son got the car from his dad, and thing was just not a very good vehicle, but yet he kept pouring money into it because
It was my dad's car.
It was his dad's car.
Oh yeah, I was going to mention that too. The sentimental value of someone's vehicle.
Yeah.
She's not sentimentally attached to this thing anymore. Her husband's been gone now for 14 years, but she's kept the van because that's all she had to drive.
Hey, this stat will blow you guys away. You know how they always do credit card debt in America? What kind of debt Americans are in with credit card debt? What do you think people are in debt with auto loans?
Oh, wow.
The average amount of money?
Yeah.
35, 40 grand?
No. We're talking throughout all America. Okay, so I'll give it to you. Americans owe $1.655 trillion.
Oh, the cumulative amount.
Yeah. In auto loan debt.
That's not a big business.
1.6 trillion.
Yep.
That's not a massive business. Holy cow!
Can you imagine?
You know what? But I mean,
auto loan debt, $1.6 trillion.
And going off topic even a little bit, but I mean,
That's
most dealers make
That's like
more money
10%
on
of the
paper
national
than they do on the
deficit,
car.
man.
Right, on the paper. And
this is personal debt. This isn't national debt. This is
that's just auto loan debt.
Right.
That's nothing more than auto loan debt.
Right. And so I bought 2 brand new vehicles in my life.
I'm blown away.
Very, and they were for my wife. I bought 2 brand new vehicles, right? And when you go in there and you tell them you're going to pay cash, they look at you like you have 3 heads.
They really do.
Mhm.
And literally they're just
We
blown
can't
away.
make any money on that.
Yeah, it is. It's blown away. But you're right. They make more money on the paper.
They
And-
make more money on the
way
paper.
more.
The funny thing is about this formula that I was talking to you about earlier is that if you will maintain and keep your car, like we talked about on one of the previous podcasts, is if you maintain your car over a period of 4 to 5 years, keep all the records, keep everything else, pay cash for the repairs. When you go to trade that car in, you'll be able to pay cash for a car with what you get for your vehicle plus with what you have saved in not paying $725 a month.
Well, and then the interest on top of that. And
Yes.
And another thing, and this is a little bit off topic, but when they start piling, all these add-ons onto your loan, whatever they tell you, it's only gonna cost you $500 for this or $1,000 for this or whatever. By the time you're done paying it, that $1,000 or that $500 just doubled because they added into the loan, so you're paying interest on top of that too. So when you get all these add-ons, you get new wheels and tires, or you get tint, or you get the the ceramic coating or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go over one statistic. I know we need to shut this thing down here pretty quick, but according to Consumer Reports update, it was updated in March 4th of 2025. The cheapest car brands to repair and maintain over the first 10 years of ownership are Tesla, Lincoln, and Buick.
Wow. Cheapest to repair.
Yeah, according to Consumer Reports. And then also the most expensive brands are BMW, Volvo, Audi,
surprised.
Mercedes, Porsche, and
Hey,
Land
doesn't that
Rover.
doesn't that go with your quote, Dave? Doesn't that go with what you enlightened us to a couple days ago?
Yeah. Every now and then I come up with something. It's
I'm
amazing.
telling you what, it was
amazing.
pretty fantastic.
I think you're psychic, Dave.
I'm psychic.
Psycho for sure. And
And
psychic.
I hope you don't hold against me for sharing it, but I thought it was brilliant. I really did. When you said that, I thought I got a chuckle out of it, but I thought, whoa, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Now the Lincoln thing that's a luxury. So is Buick for that matter. But those are the 2 least expensive to buy and maintain.
Well, and Buick
is that
makes
what you're saying?
sense. You know what I mean? Because it's yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, we're going to wrap this thing up. And I guess the key point to this whole thing is that when you get a vehicle, you want to get the most, and I will say this, I tell all my clients this, you want to get the most cost-effective miles out of your vehicle possible.
You bet.
And we want to make sure that you're driving something that's reliable, because that's huge.
Yeah.
Quality, reliable, safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, because you look at some of the Consumer Reports on safety on some of these cars, and you're thinking,
nope.
no, I don't want to do that. And,
Right.
and then some of them, holy smokes, man, you feel like you're in one of those big bubble things that they put you in and push you off the side of a building, and they bounce and do all sorts of things. You see those advertisements where they got these people in the middle of this huge ball. It's crazy. But so it's very important. And you want to make sure if you're going to get a car for your kid, 16-year-olds, and we've done this in the other podcasts, the 16-year-old drivers, typically they run into things until they kind of get their
Bearings. Get their
bearings.
feet underneath them.
Yeah, right. And figure
Get a
out
little experience.
figure a little experience. And that's the word I was looking for. They get some experience. And so we want to make sure that they're safe, make sure that it's reliable. And when you're younger, you tend to panic more when you do have some car trouble.
You bet.
You want to make sure they're educated.
Yeah.
And we do that a lot. I tell all my clients, listen, I know your kids don't listen to you because my kids don't listen to me. So it's better. Literally, it's true. If,
They have a tune out.
right. If my daughter,
Yeah,
if
the
I tell my
stone
daughter
wall.
something and you tell her the exact same thing, my daughter would think you're a genius.
I'm brilliant.
Yeah.
That's there's no question.
My daughter would think you're a genius. And it's true. And I have parents that tell me the same thing. They'll tell me, you told my son this, I've been telling him this for years, or telling my daughter this, I'm telling her for years, and she didn't listen. And all of a sudden you're a genius. And I go, well, I've been with kids, not my own, but other people's.
Right.
Hey guys.
Fascinating how that works.
So guys, let's just wrap this thing up. And
Dave, tell me about the teaser, man. Don't forget the teaser. We talked about it.
You know what? It was going to hurt my wallet, and I was just kind of worried. So
Dave's
I was
been
gonna
teasing us this whole episode.
Well, guys, guess what? That's kind of going to go in line with what we're talking about.
Yes.
We don't want our clients to buy a vehicle that they're going to regret.
Yep.
So guess what we're going to do? We're going to give 20% off a pre-purchase inspection, which is a huge value. It's a huge value. The pre-purchase inspection is a huge value, but 20% off of that, it's
significant.
It's significant. And you know what? The code word for our listeners because this is just for our listeners. It's not for anybody else. This is just for our listeners, is new ride.
New ride.
New ride.
Got me a new ride.
And you got to say it just like Lee does.
Yeah.
If you don't,
New ride.
we're not giving it to you.
Right.
And this offer is good till the end of August. Well, guys, hey, it's been another great podcast, and thank you very much for hanging out and having some fun. And I look forward to our next one, and we'll see you on the other side.
Always
for
a
your time.
pleasure, gentlemen.
Be good, guys.
See you next episode.
Take care.